try to get a little, ow! By now you probably already know I'm a huge fan of bread makers, and I can't believe I've gone so long in my life without actually having one, because once I got one, game over, bread whenever I want, fresh, hot, right when I wake up. I could smell that bread. And it's not only for bread though. These things are very versatile because you can make doughs. A lot of people say, yeah, bread makers are great, just don't use them to make bread. Which I understand, because once I, started making my own doughs and all that stuff, I did figure out it is better to make the doughs. You can make some nice big loaves if you just use the oven. But they do say you can use this to make the dough, which makes it a lot easier. It mixes it up, ferments it, and all that good stuff. But one of the issues with this is it's basically in a little small pan, and it's gonna give you like a big block of bread, which isn't necessarily ideal. Unless you're super lazy like me, then you don't really care because it still tastes the same. But what you can do is make the bread dough and then take it out, roll it up into a nice loaf, and go crazy, just throw it in the oven. It's still easy, but bread making, just press the button and come back in 2 hours and you have a nice loaf of bread without doing anything. That's like the best part about this whole thing. But like I said, it's very versatile. You can make bread, you can make doughs, you can even make rice and like puddings and different stuff. I actually used one of these to bake a cake just to see what would happen, and it turned out really good, albeit in a big block, but it was still fire. With that being said, I went on my little tangent there because I love myself some bread and some dough, but right here we have the CUSIMAX bread maker, I guess. Yeah, bread maker. So this is like your typical bread maker that has a nice see-through viewing window, a non-stick barrel, along with an LCD display so you can choose your different modes and see the countdown timer and all that stuff. It has a plastic housing with the viewing window, an LCD display with a background light, and 15 digital programs. Like I said, very versatile. Adjustable crust controls whether you want light, medium, or dark. 15-hour programmable delay timer. Don't recommend using a delay timer for stuff like eggs and milk that can go bad if they're not refrigerated. But, if you just have standard bread mixture of some flour, some water, some salt, just a little tad bit, you can set this up 15 hours in advance and wake up to some nice bread. It's like waking up to bacon, but it's bread. Pretty close. I'm not sure which one's better. But with that being said, we have a 1 hour keep warm function. So if you have it set, you have 1 hour to get it out and it's still piping hot and fresh. We have a 10-minute electric power cutoff memory function, non-stick bread barrel and kneading blade, non-slip feet, 120 volt, 60 hertz, 650 watt power, and it's 4.9 kilograms in weight, which is roughly 10 pounds. It's very lightweight for what it is. And if I'm not mistaken, it can support roughly a 2 pound, 1.5, or 1 pound loaf of bread. So that's, enough. So, let's get inside this box. I always like taking a look at these products because it means I get to eat some bread. Inside we have an instruction manual that also has different recipes to get you started. Okay, this thing, I don't know why, this thing's bigger than I was expecting. Get that styrofoam out of here. Oh, this is a really long power cable. Usually they're really short and I hate it, but this one got some good length here. Perfect. Plastic, This, I don't know why, but this thing's reminding me of like a spaceship or something. Look at it, it looks like a stormtrooper or something. Now, if you take a look at the top, we do have 15 different functions, including basic bread, French bread, quick bread, sweet bread, whole wheat bread, gluten-free bread, rice, cake, mix. See, like you can just mix stuff if you want to. Dough, which is great for pizza. Kneading, which is great if you want to knead your dough. Jam, yogurt, just baking, as well as homemade. And then we have low, medium, dark, 750 grams or 1,000 grams, along with the different buttons to increase or decrease the time, select your weight, go through the menu, as well as the color and a stop and start button. Not gonna lie, this thing is looking pretty nice. I'm liking this long cable. This is looking great. Let's actually pop this thing open. See what we got. Inside I have measuring cups and measuring spoons, a hook to get the paddle out if it gets stuck, as well as the non-stick paddle itself, and the little, what is this called, like a barrel? Non-stick barrel, looking good. Same size as my other bread maker, actually looks identical. As you can see inside, we do have the heating elements. It's gonna bake everything. It's a very simple machine. So just like that, I got all of my ingredients just thrown into here, water first and all the dry stuff on top. And the cool thing about this is you can customize your bread, do whatever you want, throw any special ingredients in here that you want. If you want a little spicy, put some spices in there or something, it's up to you. But we just throw it in here just like so. Make sure it's locked into place. Close the top. We can see everything, and now, time to get everything set up. So, menu. So we're gonna do French bread number 2. Oops, I passed it. Number 2, 4 hours. I forgot it takes that long. Think I can get away with doing a quick bread for 2 hours? I think so. I'm gonna try a quick bread, even though it is a French bread recipe. We'll see what happens. You know, I don't think you can really mess up. It kind of does everything for you. We're gonna set the weight to 1,000 grams. It's an extra 5 minutes. I want it to be dark. Oh, I guess it'll just turn up the temperature because it's still the same amount of time. And you can actually increase the time and decrease it if you want to. And then all that's left is we're gonna press start. So now it's basically gonna mix up all the ingredients, knead the dough a few times, take breaks, knead it again, all that good stuff, and make some bread for us in about 2.5 hours. So we'll be back and hopefully the quick bread setting worked for us this time. A quick little update, we do have the dough ball forming and it is vigorously kneading and mixing the dough. So 2 more hours and we should be good to go. Oh boy, 2.5 hours later, and if you've ever made homemade bread, oh, you just know that smell's coming through like crazy right now. You guys can take a quick peek inside. Now the plot twist is I've never actually used the quick bread feature on any bread machine, so I'm not sure what to expect. Your guess is as good as mine, so let's see. Ah, it's really hot. Yeah, the whole top is pretty hot. Remember, it is plastic, so be careful. Oh man, would you look at that? Actually looks pretty good for being a quick bread. Oh, it's really hard. Like, this is definitely French bread. Hopefully it's soft inside. I mean, it was a quick bake, so I'm assuming it'll be good. Now remember, everything is super hot, so you're gonna want an oven mitt. Don't be reaching in here. Just like so. Oh man. Move it out of the way. Now this is always the hard part, dumping this out without burning myself. It is non-stick, so it should more or less just fall out. There we go. It was a little stuck. Oh man. So of course this happens a lot. The mixing paddle's actually stuck inside of the bread. Well, that's not too big of an issue. You can pull it out, but remember it is hot, so probably don't go reaching in there. It was right on fire. But wow, we have a nice looking loaf here. Very hard, just like French bread. Remember, I did go dark, so it might be cooked a little bit longer than people might like, depending on what you want. If you don't have a serrated bread knife, definitely get one. It definitely helps out with cutting bread. This is hot. So let's see what we got. Ah! Oh man, oh, look at that steam. This is hot. Is it fluffy inside? Oh yeah. Man, this is definitely French bread. Smells amazing, looks amazing, feels nice and soft. Try to get a little, ow! It is really hot. Let me get a slice here. Oh man. I mean, take a look at this. That is some definite bread. Hopefully you can see all that steam. Like, this is looking nice and fluffy. It's very, very hot. Of course, I can't have my amazing fresh bread without a little bit of butter. Just grab my slice, which is also very hot still. Wow. Get some butter action on there. Yeah, look at that. Oh man. Oh, it's burning my hand. And now the moment of truth. Soft and fluffy bread. Outside is very crispity, crunchity. It's actually really good for being a quick bake. This one definitely made the outside crispier than the other one I have. I'm noticing a difference though. This bread is a bit denser than if you did the full length bake. Now by doing the quick bake, I guess it didn't manipulate the dough enough to get it that nice fluffiness. Well, don't get me wrong, it still tastes good if you want some quick bread. But if you go the full length, it actually makes a difference. We all learned something today. Now that being said, the bread maker did its thing, mixed everything up with the ingredients just thrown in there, kneaded it, rested, kneaded it, rested, baked it, all that good stuff. Even doing a quick bake, did an amazing job. Bread is fabulous for being a quick bake. No problem, this thing works wonderfully. Very impressed with it. I mean, look, oh, it's actually getting softer as we let it rest a little bit. But yeah, the bread tastes great. I can definitely recommend this one if you want a bread maker. It's got a nice capacity, very easy to use, and come on, you can make bread without trying. You don't have to do anything. Just throw the ingredients in there and press go. Come back, and you got some, I was gonna say dough, but you can have dough, or you can actually have it make the bread.